Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead. Today I have a food pantry haul for you. This is our county-run food pantry that you are allowed to come in twice a month. Once is a set day, and it is what they call Commodities Day or USDA Food Day, and it is items that are more government donated. And then the other day is you get to pick from the days that they are open what day during the month that you want to come. So I generally try to balance this out with going when we need it the most, when it's been the longest time since we went to the grocery store or between paychecks, those kind of things. So it's nice that you're allowed to do that. And on that day, you get to shop. So you get to choose what you want and what you don't want. The USDA is set items. You walk through, you get what you get kind of situation. You can say no to items, but you can't. You don't generally have a choice. But today was the you get a choice. So it'll be like there'll be shelf with like the meats, and you get to choose one out of every container, or a shelf of canned vegetables, and you get to pick 4 vegetables, that kind of thing. So that was today, and let's jump in and see what we were blessed with. So first we have the cold and the fresh fruits and veggies. So we got a thing of, everybody got one of these unsalted plant butters. Everybody got a couple of these cauliflower linguine, and she said these were really good. So we'll, I think we may do these with lunch today. A bag of frozen chicken wings, which is awesome because I love chicken wings. A gallon of milk. They also had eggs, but we have chickens and they're laying well, so we passed on that. Some honey mustard. She had just brought these in and had an entire box, and she said take as much as you want. So the kids will use those for like chicken nuggets, or we can open them up and spread them like on sandwiches, that kind of thing. 2 things of these big, huge uncooked tortillas, so those will be nice. I don't know what we're going to use them for, but I'll figure something out. Another of these pepperoni and cheese calzones. I actually still have the 2 in the freezer from before that I just haven't pulled out because I have to have the mental wherewithal to pull these out ahead of time and then cook them, so I just haven't gotten that done. I need to do that for lunch one day, like the day before, get them out. Anywho, I picked a top sirloin steak. That's pretty much all. They had 3 containers with meat in them, and it was kind of a beef, a chicken, and then an other. And this was pretty much all that was in there, but that will make my husband happy, the chicken. And then I did a smoked sausage out of the other container. Then some fish, some ground deer meat. Yeah, that kind of thing. So I picked something that I know that we would eat. And the ingredients list on this is actually pretty decent. Clean enough that my husband could probably eat it. It's got a little bit of sugar, but it's like less than 2%, so not bad. My husband does a carnivore diet to help him with, it's taken his blood pressure down. His numbers are all looking great. He's lost some weight, that kind of thing. And then I have recently started meat-based GAPS diet, which is a very drastic diet in order to reset your gut microbiome. And I am a week and a half into it and doing great, like great. It's hard just because my diet is very, very limited. But I'm having no more digestive pain, no more flushing because of histamine reactions, no more itching because of histamine. My energy has been good, like across the board. I'm feeling really good. So I'm hoping that means that we're headed in the right direction. So, yeah. Anywho, so that fits into, like I said, I've been kind of doing like a carnivore / GAPS, meat-based GAPS. So I'm going to do some chicken wings. Fresh fruits and veggies wise, we got some lemons. I will cut these open and juice them and put the juice into, ice cube trays, and then I add like 1 or 2 of those into my water throughout the day. Some oranges that are a little worse for the wear, so we will get those used. That one's even more worse for the wear. 2 things of baby carrots that the kids will just devour. A papaya, which I think a couple of my kids have had this like cut up in like a mixed fruit salad, but we have never had a whole one. So I'm excited to try this. It's definitely got some soft spots, so we will probably bust that out for lunch today. A bag of onions. There are actually 2 bags of potatoes. It was a take as much potatoes, onions, and apples as you want. I did grab 4 bags of apples, and I wasn't paying very good attention and didn't realize one of them has some worse for the wear apples in it. But I will just pull those out and it's fine. My kids absolutely love dehydrated apple slices, and I have a food dehydrator. It's always funny. It seems like just when we're almost out of dehydrated apple slices, which we have like maybe 4 cups or so left, mysteriously the food pantry has apples again. So it's such a huge blessing that it just seems like whenever we're really low on something, we walk into the food pantry and they're like, hey, we have an abundance of apples. Do you want them? So yeah, that was kind of cool to be able to be like, okay, well, yeah, we actually do. So, all right, I'm going to put these things away and then I will be back with, hopefully the rest of it will fit on the counter. We're going to find out. They gave us a bunch of bread this time, so maybe not. We'll see. All right, round 2, and I did manage to fit it all up there, so woohoo. All right, one non-food item. They had this watermelon flavored fluoride-free toothpaste for kiddos, so I picked that up. We like that brand. It's pretty good. Decently clean ingredients. There. All those no's. So, yeah. If you're looking for a decently clean without, I don't know, really weird stuff in it. Anyway, a thing of from decently clean to imitation vanilla extract. It's fine. Yeah, some of that I will use for all kinds of stuff. This sounded interesting. They had a cereal section, so I picked this peppermint mocha granola. I just thought that sounded really yummy. So I figure my kids will probably enjoy that. Let's go over here. A thing of vegetable broth and a thing of chicken broth. Those are always helpful to have on the shelf for when you just need to pop something open and have some broth really quick. Some canned chicken breast. I use this in a bunch of different ways. I make chicken nuggets with it, chicken patties, casseroles, soups, anything like that. Sometimes I will do like a box of mac and cheese, make it, add in a can of drained chicken and like a can of mixed vegetables, and it's lunch. So yeah, works well. Some dried pitted plums. These are prunes. My kids like them. We limit how many they can have. Otherwise, yeah. I hope you understand what I mean. If you don't, I'm sure someone in the comments will tell you. A box of mac and cheese. A thing of peanut butter, which is always helpful. Mixed vegetables, whole kernel corn, peas, tomato sauce. We could do 4 vegetables. There were a whole shelf of beans. So I did 2 things of baked beans because we do, about every other week, we do beanie weenies for lunch for the kids. A thing of sliced peaches. And then we're going to get into the snacky breads and stuff. So we got to pick 2 things of chips. We did this thing of the honey mustard dots pretzels. They are delicious. And then a bag of the 20 bags with the plain popcorn, the aged white cheddar, Pirate's Booty, and then the kettle corn. This stuff is amazing. There is a bag of these cinnamon candies. All of my kids like those. A thing of frosted donuts. These make my teeth feel greasy just looking at them. A thing of naan. These are amazing for making pizzas with. So I will put those back and we will do those for lunch one day. A whole cake. There is carrot, chocolate, German chocolate, and red velvet cake. So pretty much 3 chocolate cakes and a carrot cake. I will cut that into like probably each one of these into 3 or 4 slices. And then a lot of times I will freeze it on a cookie sheet and then put it back in this container or something along those lines. And then whenever we have dessert, the kids can pick a slice of cake. Bread-wise, they loaded us up, like I said. We got 2 things of bagels, 2 of these thin sliced brown berry, like seeded bread. I like the thin sliced because it makes not quite so overwhelming of a sandwich for little ones, especially like lunch meat sandwich, grilled cheese sandwich, that kind of thing. I have planned to make burgers probably this evening, so I picked up these Hawaiian burger buns. I didn't even realize they were Carb Master. My kids don't care. And then this stuff, we've got it before. It makes really good French toast because it's thick, or like French toast casserole, something along those lines. So that's what that's for. And then there are 2 things of mini croissants. We were only supposed to get 1, and she's like, hey, you have a big family. That's not going to go very far. So these, my kids will just eat them for breakfast. Sometimes they'll slice them open and put in like honey or butter or Nutella. And then sometimes I'll also do like chicken salad, egg salad, something like that, which I probably need to do soon because we have a bunch of eggs right now. Yeah, we're millionaires right now. Can you tell? Because of those eggs. They are going down in price, which is good because there for a while, that was ridiculous, y'all. Like $8 a dozen for eggs, for cheap, white, grocery store eggs. If that happens again, by all means, seek out someone local, like ask in your local buy-sell trade groups or in your local, like, small town groups, those kind of things, for recommendations of where to get local eggs, because around us, they never got more than $4 a dozen, max of $5 if they were like certified organic or something like that. But like ours are pasture raised, they eat GMO feed, but not like the awfulest thing ever, you know. And we never dropped ours. We never raised ours. We stayed at $3 a dozen. So, we just have signs out by the road. We live out in the middle of nowhere though. So, you know, but, yeah, if that happens again, if egg prices go crazy again, seek it out locally because they probably aren't going to be $6 to $8 a dozen. So hopefully that whole bird flu scare thing is over though. So yeah. All right, that is everything. I will put a link in the show notes of how to find food pantries in your area if you are in need of help. I get the negative comments about why are we continuing to go and why have we been going so long and how dare you take food from needy people. We are the needy people, y'all. Need does not always look the same across the board. Sometimes it is a 2-income, just a husband and wife, and they've made some bad decisions and now they have a bunch of debt and they're trying to figure this out. Sometimes it's great grandma Gertrude who's living by herself off of Social Security and she's not quite making it. Sometimes it's a family that from the outside our house looks decent. Our yard looks like a white trash neighborhood because my kids, you know, toys, all that kind of stuff. But we, you know, like, sometimes poverty doesn't look like what you think it does. And before you get to the level of poverty, before you get to no food, your power's getting turned off, and you haven't paid your mortgage in 3 months, go to the food pantry. Like, don't wait until you're absolutely destitute to reach out for help, because that's why help is there. And the majority of the things that you see here were things that were going in the trash anyway because they're past the date, because they overstocked and had too much or something like that. That so much of this because that one bag of apples, that one apple in that bag goes bad and the grocery store throws the entire thing away because they know nobody's going to buy it. Okay? That's what so much of this is. This slightly dented. Aw. So nobody's going to buy it, so they take it off the shelf. And instead of throwing it in the trash, because we have an obscene amount of food waste in this country, they donate it to food pantries. And then you help your family by not having your grocery budget quite so high, not having to spend quite so much. And you keep food from going into the trash. And you get cake. So that's my spiel. If you need help, go out and seek it out because that's what they're there for. They want to love on you. Everyone at our food pantry is always so kind and so generous and so ready to flood our family with love. And I'd always feel walking away from there feeling uplifted and like everything's going to be okay eventually. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you have a great day. Happy first day of spring. It does not feel like that here. It's rainy and gross, but, you know, that's spring. So, happy first day of spring, and God bless.